Three very important words on the screen, at least as far as I'm concerned, and today is the 9th of August 2012. The three words are particular, situation, as well as decision. These are the key things I feel is important towards the term game theory. First, you take a particular something, whether it be you're looking for how well you are investing, whether you're playing sports, whether you're doing anything. That's the particular. Now, the situation within it, what's new, what's different, what's going on. For example, if you are looking to look for your retirement savings, your investment portfolio, that's the particular. The situation within that is we have a fiat currency that is designed to have what we see going on, but that's not really too much of the situation. The situation is just we're becoming aware of it because that's been going on for quite some time. However, if you go back 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago and you ask people what a fiat currency is, they're like, a what currency? I've never heard of fiat before. And that would be the situation back then. The situation was people have no idea what you're talking about. And still a little bit today, but not quite as much. So therefore, knowing the fact that we have a national debt rising so large and all the 9 yards that go with it, what would your decision be based upon that? And I will just leave that at that. Let's go on to the silver chart and the daily chart for today. And we will start off, this is the early trend line that it is working within. And now what we're seeing is 4 periods right in here as it is finding support on the 18 average of highs. The last few times that it got above it, it was resistance here. It pretty much was resistance here, but we're now finding support within this level for 4 days. Now, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily in that of a bull market, for it still has to break and hold and stay above really the 28.40 to 28.45 level, which obviously hasn't occurred yet, but it is holding the support really, really well. I'd like to say, as far as a risk-reward gambling situation is concerned, it's looking more and more probable as if it will have a test of 30 probably before the end of the month, next week or the week after, as a good risk-reward situation. Now, whether that will or not, I don't know. But I like the odds that if this type of situation happens 20, 30 times, I feel confident I can win this 67, 75% of the time. So we'll just keep it at that. Same thing as yesterday. It's got to break above here, and it's pretty deadly if it doesn't hold 27. So you come back and it resists down to here. You know, a big deal. That's really, we just got to set up another higher low from the lows that we have. That's why 27 is so big. You got this low, this low, this low, and now this low. The last low is at 27, so that's why it is that of an important level. Now let's look back at some historical charts. I didn't do one yesterday, but I will today. The last one that I left off with was this one in here because of the Fibonacci levels. Really not needed, or there's no real good ones that you can use. I suppose this one could have been used. But the question is how well is it going to break out from this downtrend? Let's take a look at the next chart. This is a 10-hour chart, so each one of these candles represents 10 hours. It works out to like a 0.4 daily chart, something of that nature there. So with that being said, on March the 9th, 2011, this is how the downtrend corrected. Well, you have the downtrend, and in here, it's not really flattening yet, but it's in the correctionary phase, and boom, there's the big liftoff, and well, notice how it's been using this level as support. Now that occurs quite often, so whether we'll do the exact same thing again and continue a pattern of higher highs and higher lows is uncertain to tell. But when it goes, it can oftentimes get going because you have this low, this low, this low. Every single time it kept on making these higher lows, with I guess the exception of this one in here. Those are the types of things that bull markets do. That doesn't mean the first time that we have things going higher or this one's going to be just that, but at some point we're going to see these bull markets come into play again. Now, when you're looking at the Fibonacci levels, I've done this 2635 from this point. When you see these lines, the first thing you'd be thinking of is, I would think that they are going to meet up at key points, which means at least there should be a little bit more left in the rally, and there was obviously much more. But if you see things in a bull market like you see here, well, you've come off a correctionary phase. As you can see, you're back down to this 18 average line, and you're just starting to break out again. Those are the types of breakout points that you are looking for. Finally, let's talk again about the same thing we started with, the particular situation decision. We'll go back to investing, and the particular part of investing is pro football and the preseason. The situation is on Saturday, the Seattle Seahawks will face the Tennessee Titans. I happened to catch NFL Total Access yesterday, and Seattle Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll stated that Matt Flynn, quarterback, will play the first half and Tavares Jackson will play the second half. And for a first preseason game, that is very rare. It's very rare, I should say. So the situation is that rare thing. And Matt Flynn, who Mike McCarthy stated last year is good enough to be a starter for most teams in the NFL, and his start last year, it was just dominant. And now he's got a chance. He's actually trying to fight for the job, so he's got to play really, really good. On the other side of the ball, Tennessee, you have Jake Locker and Matt Hasselbeck battling for the starting quarterback position as well. I have no idea when they're going to play. I would presume that Matt Hasselbeck and Locker would play the entire first half at least. With Hasselbeck playing first, I expect Locker to be very much one of the top quarterbacks in the league. The over-under is below 40. I've checked them all out. They're all below 40. So whatever the over-under is on that, I think the fair one should be around 42 or 43. You play it over. So the decision is going over, and then the risk-reward should work out that you have particularly well over 60% chance of winning. And if you're thinking that that's gambling, well, it is, but so is going long on Apple or any other stock as well. Have yourself a good day.